There may have been a time when the most complicated computations people needed to do could be performed on their fingers and toes. Over the years, the functionality and the design of the calculator have evolved over time. In fact, in this video, you will learn about the evolution of the calculator and those people behind the invention of this device. So let's start with the definition of the calculator. A calculator is a device that performs arithmetic operations on numbers. The simplest calculators can do only addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. More sophisticated calculators can handle exponential operations, roots, logarithm, trigonometric function, and hyperbolic function. Let's now head on to the evolution of today's calculator. The abacus is the most ancient calculating device. It has endured over time and is still in use in some countries. It is still unknown who built the first abacus and when it was built. There is evidence of the abacus used in the Mesopotamia going back as early as 2700 BC for use of their sexagesimal numbering system. An abacus consists of a wooden frame, rods, and beads. Each rod represents a different place value, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. Each bead represents a number, usually 1 or 5, and can be moved along the rods. Addition and subtraction can easily be performed by moving beads along the wires of the abacus. In 1623, the first adding machine was invented. It is the calculating clock by Wilhelm Schickard. The machine could add and subtract 6-digit numbers and indicated an overflow of this capacity by ringing a bell. To add more complex calculations, a set of Napier's bones were mounted on it. Schickard's letter mentioned that the original machine was destroyed in a fire while still incomplete. The designs were lost until the 19th century. A working replica was first constructed in 1960. Mr. Bruno Freytag-Loringhoff, professor of philosophy at the University of Tübingen, created the first replica of the Schickard's machine. Step Reckoner is a calculating machine designed in 1671 and built in 1673 by the German mathematician-philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz. The Step Reckoner expanded to the French mathematician-philosopher Blaise Pascal's idea and did multiplication by repeated addition and shifting. The first wooden 2-digital prototype of the Step Reckoner was ready soon, and in the end of 1672 and beginning of 1673, it was demonstrated to some of his colleagues at French Academy of Sciences, as well as to the Ministry of Finances, Jean-Baptiste Colbert.
1773, the first functional calculator was invented. The cylindrical calculating machines of the German parson Philip Matthews Hahn were the first fully functional popular 4-species mechanical calculating machines. The first working copy of the device was ready in 1773, but was demonstrated as late as in 1778 because Hahn has difficulties with the reliability of 10-square mechanism. As the year 1820 came, the first produced mechanical calculator was made. The arithmometer invented by Charles Xavier. Thomas de Colmar was the first commercially successful calculating machine to complete all 4 basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division according to IBM. The arithmometer mechanism has 3 parts, concerned with setting, counting, and recording respectively. Any number up to 999,999 may be set by moving the pointers to the numbers 0 to 9. The arithmometer was the only type of mechanical calculator commercialized from 1878 to 1887 worldwide and was still in use up to World War I. In 1954, the first all-transistor calculator was invented by IBM. The IBM 608 was the first calculating machine to use solid-state transistors instead of vacuum tubes. The machine was housed in several large cabinets. The machine's main memory could store 49-digit numbers and could perform 4,500 additions per second. By the year 1961, the first all-electronic desktop calculator was manufactured by Bell Punch Company. The acronym Anita or ANITA was intended only for internal use during the development of the machine. But the name was so ingrained by the time the calculator was ready for production that the company stuck with it. The machine featured approximately 170 cold cathode vacuum tubes, a decathlon decade counter tube, and mimicator display or indicator tubes. This prototype handheld electronic calculator was built in the Semiconductor Research and Development Laboratory at Texas Instruments in Dallas, Texas. Caltech is an arithmetic calculator with algebraic logic. It has 4 functions, 18 keys, and a printer.
The Busicom LE120A, known as the Handy, is the first handheld calculator to use a calculator-on-a-chip integrated circuit. The calculator featured a 12-digit display in red LED and cost $395 when it first went on sale on January 1971. HP introduced a pocket calculator that was programmable with a magnetic card reader writer. The HP Journal introduced it as a personal computer long before that term had become common. The calculator allowed users to either buy programs on pre-programmed cards or write programs up to 100 lines long and record them on blank cards. It featured 9 storage registers and room for 100 keystroke instructions. It also included a magnetic card reader writer to save and load programs. In 1985, Casio FX7000G was the first graphing calculator developed, one of the several programmable calculators which were introduced in the early 80s. It offered 82 scientific functions, and its display could toggle between 8 lines of 16 characters each, or a 64 by 96 dot matrix graphical display. The calculator can display either built-in graphs that are already programmed or display a user-defined graph. The user also has the option to rewrite any of the previously programmed graphs. By the year 2003, the first graphing calculator with touch functionality was released. The EL9650 had slideshow functionality that allowed teachers to walk through pre-programmed lessons and formulas on the calculator. It has 801 functions. Also, it has up to 99 program modes and 32 kilobyte RAM memory. In 2010, the first color graphing calculator was developed. While the world of mobile devices quickly moved to full color screens in early 2000s, it took a while for graphing calculators to catch up. Casio Prism Calculator, with its advanced 216 by 384 resolution, full-color display. Casio Prism is a color graphing calculator with high-resolution LCD display, natural textbook display, picture plot technology or real-life images, 3D graphing capability, and built-in conic sections.
Calculator has a great significance in the society, in which it helps us in making computations faster and more accurate. By teaching every one of us how to effectively use it, it helps us to understand the benefits and its limitations, allowing us people in the society to optimize the calculator for the best use. Calculators can be the key to giving society a true access to new generation of calculating math basics and numbers in different ways.
Since then, calculators became a part of our daily lives. Because of the calculators back then, we have now the modern calculators which are innovated and developed according to the needs of the people.